G'day and welcome to another episode. My name is Daethstro, the Aussie Geek, and today we are looking at a two-step Optimus Prime. Alright, so a little backstory. My youngest nephew, who is 2 now, I believe, has recently discovered my reissue mini-bots. So he transforms my Swerve and my gears back and forwards. Bumblebee's a little bit more complicated. He does a semi-decent job without back. So I thought to myself, you know what, let me get a two-step changer. Somewhat pretty simple. Even though my eldest nephews and niece are aware of my collection, they have made slight vocal appearances in past episodes, they get more impressed with the figures, even though my niece usually tells me that I'm spending too much money, but that's coming straight from my grandmother. But the youngest one is the one who's actually started looking and fiddling with them. So I thought, you know what, it's time for a perfectly good opportunity to actually get a two-step changer. And I thought, you know what, I'm going to do an episode about it. Considering there might be a lot of you out there that are like, you know what, I love me masterpieces, I love me chugs and all that, but I've got a little one and I want to get them into Transformers too and whatnot. So what do we got out there? Now, I admit I'm not going to go out of my way to order, buy, and collect two-step changes, but I thought, why not just have fun this little time? So here we go. Here is Optimus Prime. I point out there was a Bumblebee as well. Too many kids like Bumblebee. Optimus Prime is the way to go. He does roll very well. Plastic wheels. That's pretty good. I do like this idea for a pickup truck, which I suppose would go well with. I'm trying to think. Who was the pickup truck in Armada? I can't think of it. The name is escaping. Honestly, also the truck mode kind of gives me reminiscence of Mask, just because of the way it's slightly lifted up. But yeah, I can see some advantages getting this. This is obviously very much like a Rescue Bots type figure. So preschool and preschool and kindergarten level sort of stuff. But it does look good. He does have a gimmick. You can extend his winch or his hook and then just press the button. Which way is it? I think I pulled it out too far. Is it back? Yeah, you slide it back. So, voila, and it just shoots right back in. Part of me is tempted to actually knock the pin out of this, and I think the truck mode would still look amazing, but why not? Just leave it in there. And of course, I will say for one thing, right, honestly, like really, really honestly, despite the fact you can see feet back here, there's not a lot of robot mode here. You know, it actually conceals pretty damn good if you think about it. And I've known, masterpiece figures that don't even conceal this well. So, yeah, do have the blue to the windows, which I suppose it's nice. It sort of pops more with the red of the cab and whatnot. So, there we go. We can do a size comparison. Yes, I am doing size comparisons, because why not? There he is with Windblade. So, yeah, not too bad. All right, transformation. Now, you're going to laugh at me for saying this. This guy does not come with instructions. And I know what you're thinking, Dave, it's a two-step changer. What the hell do you need instructions for? And I will show you. So I'm guessing this is the actual gimmick to get this to transform. But it's too stiff, and this is too feeble. So if I pull on that, it does pop, but that takes a lot of effort for it to actually pop. So pulling on that and trying to find a place to put your hand does take a bit of effort. So for those of you out there who are going, well, I don't want to break his head off, this is my suggestion. 2 smokestacks here, thumb on either side, pull and out. And voila. Now you do have tabbing points here and here, so that does hold it in, and I had thought about pulling them apart to make that a little bit more looser, but I'm like, you know what, that's easier anyway. So here we go. There is Optimus Prime, and of course it's a very rescue bot Optimus Prime. Yeah, real sort of big eyes, and at least he's got a mouth plate. I give that to him. They gave him a mouth plate, even though it's the wrong color. But I'll give it to him. I'm not a fan of Prime without a mouth plate. He might as well be Ultra Magnus at that point. So there we go. He does have a slight issue standing up because of the hook, so you'll have to lift that up a little bit. And that's what I said. I'd be tempted to pop the pin out to get rid of that issue. But it's a toy. He's not going specifically on one of my shelves. He doesn't need to stand or anything. He's there to be an experimental first steps in getting a newer generation into the figures. So why not? Obviously, nothing's really connected up here or anything. It's all down here. And in doing so, you don't have any articulation except for that, I guess. You can make him hide like a turtle, I guess. But I will give it to it. Actually, this does look nice. And I admit I originally thought that this was actually that, which I should have guessed they would have gone to use a faux chest plate. It's nice to have the windscreen wipers, which could have been picked out in black. All right, I will say, yes. All these critiques, it's a 6 and up toy, and they're not going to spend that much effort. But still, it would have been nice for them to pick out. Maybe there's a Takara version of this. Who knows? Like, this would have been nice silver here too. But it is what it is. It's Prime as a tow truck, pickup truck, whatever you want to call it. Obviously, the head doesn't move or anything. Arms don't move. You do get articulation at the hook, and that still does work. So, voila. Legs kind of wiggle in and out, but that's more using the transformation joints again. Wheels can still work, so he's still laying back and just roll him. So, hands don't move, obviously, so there is no articulation except for the transformation, which, once again, you want to be pretty much straightening that out, just collapsing all that. If your little one is having trouble with the transformation, just get him to go like him or her. I will say her, because there are girl fans out there, so you don't want to exclude them. I would say just let them get to that point, because it does make opening that easier. Because if it's all tabbed in, it does take a little bit more effort. So even if they're just basically getting to that part and they're like, right, I'm done, I'd be even inclined to say to just cut the tabs off. Get rid of this, get rid of these. Yes, I would say that the mechanism in here is actually strong enough for the transformation. It's just some added points. So there is that. As for size comparison, here we have good old MP10. And he's actually pretty big if you think about it. That's just from the top of his head, not including the bar. He's about up to Prime's waist. So he's actually a pretty decent sized figure. I've got figures that are way smaller than him, and they're more complex. I think I paid, $29 for this guy? Which for a two-step changer I thought was a bit expensive, but I spend $500 on figures smaller than this guy with a whole bunch of more steps and whatnot, and so what? So there we go. So he does look good. I will admit I do like it, and you got the nice water bottle insignia on his chest if you can see it. So try and angle it a little bit. So it is nice. So if you have a little one that's curious about your figures or is getting into Transformers, but they're not quite up to the step of getting into the multi-step transformations like 5, 6, 7 steps. Because like I had looked at what was the figure? It was some other one, and I looked at it, and I was like, yeah, no, not yet. Like, I admit, I think 2, 3 was about the age I was when I got my first Transform, which was 85 gears, but I'm not sure if I got in 85 or 86. Either way, yes, I'm old. Take that for what it's worth. So try to get back focus. So yeah, It's funny. It's taken me 10 minutes to do a review for this, and I thought this was going to take like 3 minutes. But it is nice, like the silver in here and the red and the blue. And I want to say that could be painted. Like, I get the urge that's actually painted plastic. I could be wrong. It could be just a different shade. That's obviously all painted, I'm pretty sure. So, yeah, the fact that they painted a two-step changer that's for, it says 6 and up or 3 and up, why not? So, yeah, if you want to get your child or nephew, niece, family member, friend of the family, whatever, into Transformers and they're too young to really be getting into any multi-step transformations, this is the way to go. So easy, easy peasy. Yeah, he hasn't seen this yet. He hasn't been over to have a look at it. So right now I've had it sitting next to his, what did I get him? I got him some sort of a Batmobile a while back that some reason flips out and turns into a plane sort of thing. And you just pull the trigger and voila. So he should love this. But there we go. So if you liked this video, give me a thumbs up. If you didn't like this video, give me a thumbs down. I promise you it will not hurt my feelings. Subscribe, ring that bell, leave me a comment. How many of you yourself have actually gotten family, friends, acquaintances into Transformers at such a young age by recommending or buying your own two-step changer? But thanks for watching, and I'll catch you later.